Have you been asking yourself, when is this pain going to end and why do I keep ending up in the pit of hell? Stay tuned because I'm going to share with you the importance of putting that pain into purpose so you can shift from hell to heaven and experience the beauty of your journey through a story of one person that has done just that.
Let's go! Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today's topic is twin flames put their pain into purpose. And today I have with me Dr. Alexandra Dent, a clinical psychologist from England. And she's going to share with us how she has put her pain into purpose and honoring her twin flame mission to help break down structure and systems and create new blueprints for a heart-led life through psychotherapy practices. So welcome, Dr. Alexandra.
Hello, thank you.
I want to thank you so much for coming forth and sharing this. It's such an exciting time, and that's what we want to present today is the inspiration for people that are stuck on the fence, that are in pain, that know they have inside of them that message, that purpose, that desire to deliver something that they know that they came here to deliver, but they're not moving forward. They don't know how to get started. They think that they have to get in this place of being healed before they can go teach somebody else to be healed. So today, we're going to have Dr. Alexandra here share with us some of her background and how she put this into motion. And it's such an exciting time because it's the launch of her book that she has created. So tell us about that. Let's get started with you telling us about that, and we'll see where we go from here.
Would you like to tell me about the book?
Yes, and your journey. Like, just tell us about the concept first. Let's get started with that because this is what, so exciting that congratulations for showing up in your mission, in your soul imprint. That is huge. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, we connected February last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we connected with you just to understand a bit more about myself as a twin flame. And I remember you saying a few things that really struck home to me. And one of them was, I had to walk the walk to talk the talk. Like, oh, okay. So I get it now. I had to go through all those traumas, those challenges, to then be able to share that with other people. And you were about the fourth person within a very small space of time that was saying, there's a book inside of you. You're meant to be writing a book. And it was you that was saying, it's long overdue. And I was listening to this and I was kind of laughing about it in a way because I thought, I have no inspiration to write a book whatsoever. And what on earth am I going to write about? I didn't have a clue. And so that was kind of, this message was coming through and I thought, well, this must mean something. But my ego was kicking in. It was saying, you can't write a book. You're dyslexic. You're not very good with English. You never have been very good with English. That's just not going to happen. And I had to work through that. And I think then we had the 12 sessions, didn't we? I decided to book on that because I wanted to really fulfill my purpose. I always knew I was here for a mission, even since I was younger, but just didn't understand what it was. And even though my work was bringing in spirituality by the time we connected, I thought perhaps that is my mission, but I didn't know it in its fullest capacity. Mm-hmm. So the 12 sessions, I just started writing as we started kind of really, clearing a lot of stuff. I'd already done a lot of healing by the time I had, come to you, but there was still a lot more to be done. And also to try and fully understand the whole twin flame process, the journey, what's it about? And I think there was some confusion about that. And I think when I started to learn to connect with my heart and my soul, the words just came. And I can't explain it any better than that, because I had to move away from my ego, the ego fears, and just allow. And as I opened up and allowed that process, then it just came through. And I couldn't stop writing. And everywhere I went, I'd take a little pad with me or my iPad, and just constantly in between clients, I would be writing down little ideas were coming through. You know, I was channeling all this information and just putting it down. And I was going through my own healing as well at that time. And I was living what I was writing. That was really fundamental. So actually what I was writing, which we can talk about in a minute, was very healing and cathartic to me. And it helped me through this whole process.
Ooh. I have chills and chills and chills, because you have described exactly what I did when I wrote my book as well. And what I'm saying always to people, that you're going to be healed in the process of healing, and that getting started somewhere is what's going to open the channel, and you will be doing what you will be writing, or your mission, or whatever your message is going to be your bridge or your path, as you mentioned. And you won't even know what that is until you're in it, until it's rolling. And I do get, it's hard to get it rolling.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
I think when you open yourself up to that idea, I had to accept that I was going to write a book. And I think my spirituality is so strong, my faith is so strong in me, that if I was meant to write a book, I thought, okay, I need to write a book. I have no idea how to go about it, how to get it published. I accept and embrace that challenge. And then just as I opened that up, I was still healing my heart, which was part of the journey. The clients that were presenting to me, I mean, it happened so instantaneous, that were then my case studies in my book. And it just evolved. It was like the universe was saying, here you go, here's another example that you can use. And here's something else. And it was just, I wasn't having to search or try so hard to find it. It was just presented to me. And because I was open to that idea, I recognized it as it was presented to me. And therefore I could embrace that and work with it.
That's just beautiful. I mean, that's it. Like, this is it. And what I can tell you as the audience, when I say this all the time. What you're describing, you did. I'm telling people how it's done. Like, always. And it's like riding a bike in some ways, or like swimming. Like, no one can do it for you. No one can give you the exact, like, you can describe it all day long. Put your foot on the pedal and start pedaling and take off down the hill, and you're going to ride, right? Like, but to think, how am I going to keep from falling over? You won't know until you're going down the hill, right? So one thing I want to share with clients that's kind of coming through to help them, and what we're saying here is that something that can help them, I think, well, first of all, what you said about 75% is just saying yes to the journey, saying yes to the mission, saying yes to whatever it is. I don't even know what that is. But the minute you say yes and surrender in the heart, the how will figure itself out. The pieces will present themselves to create the puzzle that you won't even see until the pieces come in. And so the other 25% is like the action or the steps that you will create in the process. But I think what can help people in understanding, and I want to see if you can back this for me, is that, well, actually, I know you can back this, but basically our mission, what we've done up to this point, our journey that we've done up to this point has played a role in what this is going to be. For instance, you're a clinical psychologist, right? So when I tell twin flames or the audience or clients that you're here for a reason to create a new blueprint for something to bring into form. And let's get that straight for a second, because there's individual purpose, there's the twin flame mission, and then all of those are a unique journey. There's no cookie cutter formula for anyone.
Yeah.
So that's what people also get stuck on. So get out of the way that you're going to model something somebody else has done and shift into the model of something you have done up to this point will link to what you're retemplating, recreating, creating a new blueprint for something you've already been in training for.
Yeah.
And
I think what you're saying as well is that nothing that you've done in the past is wasted. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's suddenly all those pieces start fitting together and you see the whole picture. But every experience you've had, every job you've had, etc., is leading you on the right path towards your purpose. You might not understand it at the time, but for me, definitely, I think you have this as well, is it fits together. And it's only when you can accept that and embrace that that you see it for what it is.
yes.
And it's beautiful then. It suddenly, makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And that's
Yeah.
when it does it so beautiful. And that's where I kind of am going you are a clinical psychologist that has very mind oriented, structure for like the templates and the blueprints of the medical model of psychotherapy. And you are creating a new way to feel your way through life than think your way through life. So tell us about that. Tell us about your model and how we can all live more of a heart-centered life versus our mind. Because I'm always saying, get out of the mind and into the heart. So tell us how to do that, coming from a pro here.
Okay, so I have developed through this journey a psychotherapy called heart-led psychotherapy, and it's spiritually informed. And it's based on the idea that we're on an individual journey. And we're on this journey in order to experience and understand life lessons. Now, these life lessons are an opportunity to teach, heal, or learn, either within ourselves or with someone else. And the life lessons can affect us in different areas of our lives. So it can affect our close relationships, personal relationships, our friendships, our finances, our work situation, hobbies and interests, health and well-being, and also our role within the society and our community. And the life lessons can take a multitude of different themes. So it could be empowerment, humility, divine love, assertiveness, acceptance, abundance. Everyone will have their life lessons. And the life lessons can be broken down into 3 areas. We have our primary life lesson, and that is the main theme that is running throughout our life. Okay, and some people have a few secondary life lessons, but the primary is the main theme. Then we can have joint lessons with people, and they tend to be with really key specific people in our lives. So it might be a parent or a partner or a child, one of your children. It might be a sibling. It could be a close friend. It could be a work colleague. And it could be someone that has just touched your life for a short period of time in order for you to learn an additional theme. And you will have that theme which you're working jointly with them. One of you might be more a teacher and the other one the learner, or you both might be there to heal each other. And then lastly, what we can have is everyday life challenges, everyday life themes, where it feels like we're going through a period of our life where we're bombarded by all these different challenges that are coming at us in all these different directions. But there's a common theme amongst them. Now, life lessons, as I've said, there's a variety of themes, and it's about embracing that life lesson in all its formats. So take, for example, a theme of empowerment. It's learning when to be empowered and when not to be empowered, when to allow others to be empowered and when not to allow that. We have to experience it in all its formats. And what we tend to do is be very good at experiencing it in one area, but not the others. And that's what our challenge is to be able to experience it in all its different dimensions. So my model's developed on the basis of these life lessons. And it flows that, to start with, we go through life and we can experience challenges, traumas, attachment difficulties. And when we have those challenges, they can cause blocks and restrictions on us. And by that, I mean, it could be that we have these really negative fundamental beliefs about ourselves. I'm a bad person, I can't achieve, I'm unlovable, etc. And we can experience those blocks and restrictions either between other people within relationships or in our system that we're living in. And when these blocks and restrictions occur, when the next challenge comes along, what often happens is we end up repeating the same kind of patterns. And this is where the ego is very involved. It creates fear that we'll just repeat patterns of behavior. And that causes psychological distress. It makes us feel uneasy, and not function to our best ability. Now, the ego is a fundamental part of this model. And when I talk about ego, I'm not talking about the narcissistic type of personality. I'm talking about the ego that we all have within us. And the ego is our self-image, our self-perception, our negative thinking. And it has characteristics. And 4 of the common ones that I reference are that the ego creates hooks. It can into situations, it can make us feel needy and dependent. It also creates expectations. Once I get to this point, it will be okay. We're always striving for those expectations. The 3rd one is it creates a victim role, which makes us feel powerless. Now, it's not to say we weren't a victim when we experience a challenge, but when we maintain that role, it keeps us stuck. And then the last one is fear. I mean, the ego is fantastic at creating fear. So when the ego kicks in those challenges, in any of those areas, it really keeps us stuck looping in those repetitive cycles and stops us moving forwards. So my model's providing a way, a structure of starting to recognize that pattern. And mindfulness is a big element, again, of this model, is learning to be aware. You have to be aware of when this is happening. And when we recognize this is happening, what we do is we metaphorically put pause on a challenge. When we're in a challenge, okay, we press pause and we step outside of that challenge and become an observer. We look back into that challenge, and then with we have a bit of distance by stepping away from it. We can look and go, well, what's this trying to teach me from my life lesson point of view? What's going on between these characters in this challenge that's happening? It's a bit like a play, a drama, with all these different characters. And once we can start to recognize what the life lesson is, what we can take away from this, we can then make a choice. We always have choices. So we can either listen to our ego, which will kick in big style. It's so powerful. And it will come in and it will create that fear, all these blocks. But if we listen to our ego, we'll end up getting back into those repeated patterns. The alternative, which I'm encouraging people to do, is to start moving into our hearts. And for those who are open to the idea of a soul, I bring in the soul as well. So whatever feels comfortable. And the heart in this model represents our emotional center. It's our inner wisdom, our authenticity, and our place of compassionate, unconditional love. And when we move into our heart areas, we can make new choices. And those new choices often feel incredibly frightening. And I kind of describe it as a bit like taking a leap of faith to make a new choice. Taking a leap of faith is like standing on the top of a mountain, jumping off without a parachute, and not knowing if you're going to land. So the ego will kick in. It will go, you might die, something bad. How are these people going to survive without you? It will put up so many blocks. But when you connect at your heart or your soul and you listen to the messages and the guidance from the heart and soul, embrace that life lesson, you can then move forwards, attain the gifts, and that might be a sense of gratitude, inspiration, forgiveness, truth, self-love, self-compassion, self-worth, all of those amazing qualities. You then start living an authentic life. And this is what it's about. It's learning to become authentic and find that place of self-love within us so that we can be a vessel from the divine. We can feel connected with the divine and be a vessel for unconditional love.
Whew, now, I gotta like, there's just chills on chills, like the whole thing you're talking. And I gotta tell you, that was so beautiful, very well put and said. Very much like, and I also know, like, just from having worked with you, that was just, you dropped into your heart, just even delivering that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to tell you that came through, because like, I really have no words other than I'm glad to hear you won't be done with your music still in you.
Hopefully not, no.
No, you won't. It's already out. But I got to tell you what you did and everything you just said. That you just painted how to get out and move forward past the twin flame journey.
That's what's so fascinating about my my mission and this whole journey. It's incredible. I was living the twin flame journey, and this model not only applies to everyone, but it is the twin flame.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
The time is on.
So you got it done, right?
Yeah, but it's true. I think that's where we get stuck, and I got stuck, and I can say that to anyone watching this. I've been through it. I've been through that horrific pain. I have had to dive to the deepest levels of despair and the dark night of the soul. I was there for a good 18, 20 months, you know, absolutely horrendous dark places. And this helped me to make sense of it all. And it's only when I could see that and bring it together, it is an individual journey. I think we get hooked. So this is the hook, the ego hooks us into our twin flame. And I was hooked into mine. I wanted to rescue, I wanted to guide and help, etc. And although I thought that was my heart, actually it was my ego, because it was stopping me from learning self-love and self-worth. And I have had to go through the pain and the trauma to get to the point where I now know that I have that self-love and that self-worth. I'm in union with myself, and that's only recently. So again, it's a, you know.
But you had to go through this process and write this out to get there, right?
Absolutely. And it was horrible. You know, it was brutal. But
and
now,
you also had to take that pain in the journey to make the purpose come out right, correct?
Completely. But I see the gift of it now. At the time, I didn't. I was caught in the pain and trapped in the pain. And at times I would get that glimmer of my higher self trying to tell me what it was about. But then the ego would kick in, or the pain would be so overwhelming. But now I see it for what it is. And I don't feel that, honestly, it is beautiful. I don't feel that pain anymore. And I cannot emphasize that enough, is that when you move into your heart and you work on your individual journey, you understand it from life lesson point of view, you can have that. You can be, and then you can share that with others. This is about, like you said right at the beginning, breaking down these templates. All the old templates from this lifetime, past lifetimes, they don't work, because when we live unconditional love, it doesn't need those templates of conditions and requirements, etc. Love is love. It doesn't matter what color you are, what gender you are, where you live, how old you are. When it's unconditional love, that's what it is in its purest sense. And we have to break down. This is our mission as twin flames. We're here to break down those old templates. They don't work anymore. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just sitting here, like, I don't have any words, so I'm not even gonna go there. Other than, I just want to tell you how I feel, like, why I'm crying. It's tears of joy, like, just because, like, to see you in this role is why I'm crying.
You've seen me in my pain as well.
I know. That's why I'm crying.
Yeah. People, my pain was so intense. I had to hide it from so many people, because it was unbearable for me, and I didn't want to let other people see that unbearable pain. And only a few people have really, really witnessed me in my.
What did I tell you, especially when I met you in person in England? I said to you, you probably are displaying more pain than I've ever seen in anyone. And I do this every day.
I know you said that. And actually, when I met you, my twin flame was there. We met on a retreat, didn't we? And boy, did I have to. I just submitted my book and I thought, okay, brilliant. It's going to, God, did I feel pain in that
I think that's where I'm saying I saw you at your worst pit of pain after you got done, right? Like that was kind of like when you really hit in, because somewhere it was still like, okay, I get through this and this is going to bring us together or something like that, right? Yeah. But it took you deeper to you for the whole purpose and the reason and the experience out of that, right?
And I do understand that actually by working through the pain, and it is hard, I get it, but as you clear the pain, you allow the light to come through. Yeah. And sometimes it feels never ending. But I think the important thing as well is to be really committed to this journey and committed to yourself, because it's an individual journey. I think when we commit to the twin flame relationship and hold on to that, that holds us back. And we have to commit to ourselves, and because that's what my twin flame, he's given me freedom, he's given me these things, but boy, in a very brutal way. But I had to experience it in a brutal way. And I think with this is that at a soul level, we need to take ownership, because we contracted into everything we've experienced in this lifetime. We had it all sorted out before we even was incarnated. So when we take ownership and recognize and see it, we can then move forward and trust in our higher selves. They've got it all worked out. It's our fear that we don't know, and we fight that whole process that holds us back.
That's right. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't have words.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is beautiful. That's why it's like when you can become speechless because of how beautiful something is. That's what I call liquid love. And I was actually just writing about this myself the other day. That I never understood what the liquid love meant that had been coming out of my words until I understood as I was writing about activating the Holy Grail codes within us. That is the chalice that holds the vessel, that holds that spirit of liquid divine love inside of it, that is how we becomes the seat of our soul and allows us to tap into like the grace of God, right? And you just can't even put it into words. There are no words for it. There just isn't, other than thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your story and your message. So I want you to now, if you will, share a little bit about where they can find your website, your YouTube channel, I think you said you had, as well as your book.
Okay, so I have developed a website which is heartledpsychotherapy.com, and that just gives an overview of this model. And with time, I think I'm staying open. I don't know where it's going to take me, but it will evolve. And I know that I'm going to be doing some courses and workshops to discuss this and share this. I know that's part of my mission, but to share it it's beyond twin flames, because although this is a twin flame journey, we've got to spread this message out to anyone who's open to receive it. So that's the website's there. The book is called Using Spirituality in Psychotherapy, the Heart-Led Approach to Clinical Practice. Now that's available on Amazon now. It came out in the UK last week. It's now available in USA and other places as well. Now, primarily that is the audience for that are clinicians, therapists, but I would say that the ideas and concepts are available to anyone, because it's a working manual. It's got lots of it's got loads of resources in it, which and meditation exercises, etc. And it talks you through how the model works, how you can embrace that. And then I have a YouTube channel which I have a few meditation exercises on, and I think that's part of my mission. I'm just going to be increasing that every month. So if people want to subscribe, that's wonderful.
And what's the name of your channel?
Oh, it's just my name.
Okay, so is it Alexandra Dent, or is it Dr. Alexandra Dent? Or
Alexandra Dent.
Okay, I'm going to make sure to put all the links, everyone, below for our website, YouTube channel, links for UK and US for the Amazon links. And so you can find out more about Dr. Alexandra below. And I want to congratulate you on being big, bold, coming out here and speaking to the audience, coming out and stepping into your purpose, your mission, bringing and honoring that and bringing into form a blueprint to change the model of clinical psychotherapy. And again, not just for the individual, but you're going in and teaching other psychotherapists or clinical psychologists in order for them to be able to use this model within their model to multiply and magnify a new way to go forward with psychotherapy services. Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Do you have any final words of encouragement, suggestions, anything you would like to say as a final word to the audience?
I want to say to people, believe in yourself, okay? Work on your journey. It really, really can happen. And I never thought I would get to this place. And it's lovely. And I'm so excited about where my journey is going to go. And I have no idea. I'm just open to it. Don't block yourself. Don't put those expectations. Don't put those hooks into things. Just allow it. Just be open to the ideas. And then it will come. But you have to work on yourself. And working on yourself, we have a job to do as well, Twin Flames. We're here to make a change. Okay, so if you can, go for it and enjoy the journey and become part of it. It's beautiful.
I love how you said that. It's that we are the journey. Yeah. It's not about arriving somewhere, and it's not about, I've said this before in other videos, that our purpose is the path that we take.
Yeah, mine hasn't finished now. I'm already wanting to write another book, and I'm doing other things. It's like spirits now saying, okay, now you can do this, and now you can do that, and it's kind of, oh, okay, that was just the beginning bit.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I'm working on 4 books at the same time and getting a card deck to the publisher. So
right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Alexandra. I'm so proud of you, and I just send you so much love and light and blessings on your journey, because as you said, you're just getting started. So thank you.
You too, and good luck, everybody.
Thank you. So may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.